Does this sound familiar? You wake up in the morning, and before your feet even hit the floor, you feel like you are already behind. You grab your coffee, check your phone, and within 10 minutes, you are flooded with notifications, emails, and the noise of the world. By noon, you are exhausted, but you cannot figure out why. You have not run a marathon. You have not solved world peace. You have just existed. Maybe you look around at your friends, your colleagues, or the people on Instagram, and it seems like everyone else is handling this fine. They are grinding, they are hustling, they are doing all the things, and they look okay. And then there is you, feeling like you are constantly vibrating at a frequency that is just a little bit too high or a little bit too low. You might feel guilty about it. You might tell yourself that you should be tougher. You should be more resilient. Why can you not just handle normal life? Here is the truth that nobody likes to admit. You are not the problem. The problem is that you are trying to squeeze a complex, sensitive, highly tuned biological machine into a one-size-fits-all world. You are trying to run high-spec software on outdated hardware. You are trying to be a cactus in a rainforest. In this video, we are going to talk about how to stop fixing yourself and start designing your life. We are going to look at the science of your nervous system, specifically something called the window of tolerance. And I am going to show you how to build a life, a career, and a routine that actually fits your biology. Not a life you have to survive, but a life you can actually live in. Let us start with a hard pill to swallow. We love to idolize grit and hustle in our culture. We are taught that if we just try hard enough, we can adapt to anything. 12-hour workdays? Sure. Constant background noise? No problem. Relentless productivity? Embrace it. But biologically, that is a lie. Your nervous system is the foundation of everything you do. It dictates how you process stress, how you connect with others, how you sleep, and how you feel emotion. It operates on ancient principles that predate office buildings, the internet, and fluorescent lighting. If your nervous system is constantly detecting threats or what it thinks are threats, it is going to pull the emergency brake. You cannot think your way out of a biological state. You cannot tell your amygdala to calm down with a PowerPoint presentation. When you feel constantly overwhelmed, irritable, or checked out, it is not a character flaw. It is a mechanism. It is your body saying that the environment you are in does not match the safety it needs. Building a life that fits your nervous system means shifting your goal from becoming resilient to everything toward curating an environment where you do not need constant resilience. It is about moving from a life of endurance to a life of alignment. To do this, we need to understand a concept from trauma therapy and neuroscience called the window of tolerance. Imagine your nervous system is a house. Inside this house, there is a sweet spot. This is where you want to be. In this zone, your brain is working well. You can feel emotions, but they do not swallow you whole. You can take in information, you can connect with people, and you can handle stress without falling apart. Let us call this the green zone. Now, outside of this house, there are two stormy places. On one side, you have hyper-arousal. This is the red zone. This is anxiety, panic, rage, racing thoughts, and that feeling of being wired but tired. Your sympathetic nervous system, which is the gas pedal, is slammed to the floor. You are in fight or flight mode. Everything feels too loud, too bright, and too much. On the other side, you have hypo-arousal. This is the blue zone. This is depression, numbness, dissociation, zoning out, and that feeling of being completely frozen. Your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the brake, has been pulled too hard. You shut down to protect yourself. Here is the crucial part. Your window of tolerance is unique to you. Some people have a very wide window. They can get cut off in traffic, scream, and then 5 minutes later they are happily eating a sandwich. They bounce back quickly. But if you are watching this video, chances are you have a narrower window. Maybe you are a highly sensitive person. Maybe you are neurodivergent. Maybe you just have a system that is finely tuned. For you, a rude comment is not just annoying. It can send you spiraling into the red zone for hours. A sudden change in plans can drop you into the blue zone for the rest of the day. When you try to force yourself to function in the red or blue zone, you are burning battery life you do not have. You are essentially driving a car with the parking brake on. The goal of building a life that fits your nervous system is simple. Widen your window and protect your green zone. Okay, so how do we actually do this? We start by looking at the inputs. Your brain is constantly processing data from your senses. If your nervous system is sensitive, this data load can be overwhelming without you even realizing it. I want you to perform a sensory audit of your life. Take a piece of paper. Draw 3 columns for sights, sounds, and touch or environment. Walk through your day mentally. Do not judge it yet, just observe. First, look at sights. Is your workspace cluttered? Do you have 50 tabs open on your browser? Is the lighting in your bedroom too harsh? Are you staring at screens until 2 in the morning? Second, look at sounds. Do you work in an open plan office? Do you have the TV on for background noise? Do you live near a busy street? Third, look at touch or environment. Is your chair uncomfortable? Are you wearing clothes that itch? Is the room too hot or too cold? Are you hungry? For many people, anxiety is actually just sensory overload. Your brain is so busy processing the background noise of the world that it has no bandwidth left to handle your actual job or your relationships. So here is the fix. Once you have your list, pick one thing in each column to change this week. Maybe it is buying noise-canceling headphones. Maybe it is clearing your desk before you leave work so you see a clean surface in the morning. Maybe it is changing the light bulbs in your bedroom to a warmer, softer color. This is not about being picky. This is about removing the static so the signal can come through. You would not try to run a marathon while carrying a backpack full of rocks. Do not ask your brain to run your day while carrying a backpack of sensory garbage. This is a big one, especially for the high achievers and overthinkers out there. Most of us treat time like a block of concrete. We fill every minute. We back-to-back meetings. We schedule lunch. We feel guilty if there is a 30-minute gap where we are not producing. But for a sensitive nervous system, transitioning is expensive. Biologically, switching from task A to task B requires a metabolic shift. It requires glucose. It requires a shift in neurotransmitters. If you go from a deep focus meeting to a casual chat to a high-stakes phone call with 0 breaks, you are thrashing your nervous system. You are slamming on the gas and the brakes over and over again. Let me introduce the buffer zone strategy. I want you to schedule nothing into your calendar. Literally block out 15 minutes between meetings. Block out 30 minutes after work before you engage with your family or roommates. Use this time to reset. Do not check your email. Do not scroll TikTok. If you are in the red zone, meaning you feel anxious or wired, do something cold. Splash water on your face. Step outside. Look at the horizon. This signals safety to the brain. If you are in the blue zone, meaning you feel numb or frozen, move. Stretch. Jump up and down. Listen to upbeat music. You are not a machine. You are a rhythm. And rhythms require rest between the beats. If you stop treating transitions as wasted time and start treating them as biological necessities, your energy levels will stabilize. Let us talk about people. Connection is vital, but social interaction is also one of the most complex tasks your nervous system performs. You have to read facial expressions, interpret tone, modulate your own voice, and worry about what people think of you. That is a high cognitive load. For many of us, social burnout is real. You might go to a party and feel fine for 2 hours, but then suddenly you hit a wall. You get irritable, you get quiet, or you just want to escape. Building a life that fits your nervous system means accepting your social battery limit without shame. This is what I call micro-dosing connection. You do not need to be the life of the party to have a good life. You do not need to go to every networking event. First, prioritize quality over quantity. One deep, authentic conversation where you can be yourself is worth 10 hours of small talk with strangers. Second, have an exit strategy. Always have a plan. If you go to an event, know when you are leaving. Knowing that you are leaving at 8:30 p.m., no matter what, gives your nervous system a safety net. You do not have to panic about being trapped. Third, try solo dates, recharge alone. Go to a movie alone, go for a hike alone. Teach your nervous system that being alone does not mean being lonely. It means restoring. Stop trying to be an extrovert if you are not one. Stop trying to be on all the time. The right people will love you for your quiet, your depth, and your boundaries. Now, before we go further, I need to make an important distinction. There is a difference between accommodating your nervous system and avoiding life. Sometimes, we use being sensitive as a shield to avoid anything that is challenging. We stay in our comfort zone because we are afraid of discomfort. But remember, the window of tolerance needs to be stretched occasionally. If you never face a fear, your window gets smaller. You become fragile. The goal is not to hide in a dark room forever. The goal is to choose your challenges wisely. If you have ADHD, you might crave stimulation or dopamine. A completely quiet life might actually make you feel worse. You need novelty, not just silence. If you are dealing with trauma, your nervous system might be dysregulated. You might feel unsafe even when you are safe. In this case, please seek professional support. You cannot think your way out of trauma. You often need somatic therapy to help retrain your body. If you are a parent or a caregiver, you cannot always control your environment. You have screaming kids and a boss breathing down your neck. In this case, your life design is about micro-recoveries, stealing 30 seconds in the bathroom to breathe. It is about damage control, and that is okay. Building a life that fits you is not about perfection. It is about reducing the friction. I want to take a moment to speak to the part of you that feels guilty. I know that sometimes, when you set boundaries, when you say no to a night out, or when you ask to work from home, or when you wear noise-canceling headphones in a coffee shop, you worry that people are judging you. You worry that you are difficult. You worry that you are falling behind. Here is a psychological reframe for you. Self-preservation is not selfishness. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you burn out, you are no use to the people you love. You are no use to your work, and you lose the ability to enjoy your own life. Listening to your nervous system is a form of intelligence. It is high-resolution data about your state of being. Ignoring it is like ignoring the check engine light in your car because the light is annoying. You are allowed to be different. You are allowed to need things that other people do not need. Maybe you need 9 hours of sleep. Maybe you need to eat breakfast alone. Maybe you need a job with flexibility. Maybe you need soft fabrics and silence. That is okay. It is more than okay. It is the blueprint for your specific design. Let us get really tactical. I want you to think of your day like a sandwich. The morning and the evening are the bread. They hold everything together. If the bread is stale, the sandwich falls apart. Most people ruin their nervous system in the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes of the day. For the morning, do not start your day by looking at the news or social media. That is an immediate cortisol spike. You are inviting the world's chaos into your bedroom before you have even protected your own energy. Instead, protect your first 20 minutes. Get water, stretch, look out a window. Let your nervous system wake up slowly, like a cat stretching in the sun. Do not blast it with a fire hose of information. For the evening, create a down-regulation ritual. Your body needs to know that the hunt is over. Dim the lights. Put the phone away 60 minutes before bed. Read fiction, not news. Journal to dump the swirling thoughts out of your head onto paper so your brain does not have to loop them while you sleep. These bookends act as anchors. No matter how chaotic the middle of the day is, if you start well and end well, you protect your baseline. So let us recap. We have covered a lot of ground. Building a life that fits your nervous system is not about moving to a cabin in the woods unless you want to. It is about making intentional choices in the life you have right now. First, understand the window of tolerance. Know when you are in the green, red, or blue zone. Stop trying to force productivity when you are in the red or blue. Second, conduct a sensory audit. Remove the small, invisible stressors that are draining your battery, like the clutter, the noise, and the scratchy clothes. Third, respect transitions. Give yourself buffer zones. Stop slamming from task to task. Fourth, curate your social life. Prioritize quality over quantity. Protect your energy. Exit when you need to. And fifth, master your bookends. Protect your morning and evening to regulate your baseline. Here is the bottom line. You are the only expert on you. You feel what you feel for a reason. Stop fighting your biology and start working with it. When you align your life with your nervous system, you do not just feel better. You become more creative, more loving, and more effective. You stop surviving and you start thriving. If this video resonated with you, I am willing to bet you have spent a lot of time feeling like you are too much or not enough. I want you to take one small step today, just one. Pick one thing from the sensory audit and change it. And if you want to go